But shifting focus from steel to sugar then, and there have been a lot of developments within the sugar sector. And to understand that, we are now joined by Mr. Praful Vithalani, chairperson at AISTA. Mr. Vithalani, thank you so much for joining us here on ET Now. And I was reading a couple of reports, and the sugar industry now wants the government to cap exports and divert the balance sugar for ethanol blending. If you can take us through what the rationale is. I understand sugar exports have already been a problem because sugar prices in the global market are lower as compared to India's export prices. But when it comes to ask from the government, what is it and what is the rationale behind that?
News which are pouring into the markets and everywhere, this has nothing to do with, because sugar season is already over and now there cannot be any diversion to ethanol. New season will start in November 2026. So currently export banning is of not reason for the ethanol as such at all. And this particularly as far as buying is concerned, yes, we have a very good demand from Asian countries over here due to this war and imparity due to the time and risk factor from Brazil to Asian countries. And looks like that India will able to definitely exports around 10 lakh ton. So there is this export news which are there yesterday. I have heard somewhere that it is some rating agency has given. It has nothing to do with real fundamental of sugar.
Right, so that's as far as export restrictions by the government are concerned. But Mr. Vithalani also wanted your thoughts on the current state of affairs within the sugar sector when it comes to sugar prices in the global market. Indian sugar prices are at a premium as compared to global sugar prices, because of which we are not able to export globally, right? What is the dynamics when it comes to pricing?
No, as far as pricing is concerned, as on date, there is, parity price are different because of the war situation, geographical situation. In our world today, Brazil is the exporter and India is the exporter. So neighboring countries are the buyers. And we have very good demand for the export from, we can say, 1st of March, the break of this war and everything. And yes, good. So the pricing is not more important than the availability of sugar, like country like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and all this. So physical good, requirement is there. It's, as far as sugar sector is concerned, currently Indian industry is bleeding very badly, particularly because of non-revision of MSP from 7 years. And that bleeding is mostly in central India, that is Maharashtra and Karnataka producing sugar. And that is particularly because of 7 years no revision of domestic price MSP of the finished product. So these two states sugar industries are bleeding. And we are as on date expecting export of 10 to 11 lakh ton. Government is getting dispatches data. There was some discussions, as you asked me, for the industry consumption. The government is getting that data every month with GST matching, and there are two type of release. One is that government which give, and the other which court order gives. So actual consumption, we come to know that government is very well aware of that how much consumption. But one thing I can say, in March there should have been drop into the sugar consumption. In April, yes, till date it should be. And until the war is not over, there will be a hit because of LPG shortage to the small vendors on the streets. As yesterday, I have seen some article that similar to our earlier COVID time, the Bihar, UP fellows have started going back from the major cities to their place, as it is not affordable by them. New thing is started today is the SkyMet monsoon rainfall is estimated to be around 6 to 7% lower compared to the normal rain which India have. And comparing to last year, the deficit is projected to be around 12 to 16%. The concern is that the shortfall will be main producing two states like Maharashtra and UP. That is what they have predicted, that Marathwada or Maharashtra will be in bad shape for rainfall. As far as Western UP is also, there are concerns that there will be deficit in the monsoon. So there are various factors unforeseen regular basis. These are like never seen thing like war and this high climate changes, everything, you know.
Mr. Vithlani, at a time like this, when the world is staring at oil, which is now at $110 per barrel, countries globally are shifting their focus to ethanol blending, right? Realistically speaking, do you expect the government to put out ambitious targets beyond 20% ethanol blending over the next 5 to 7 years? And what does this mean for India's sugar and ethanol blending industry then? What kind of targets do you expect the government to set that will benefit sugar industry?
See, I personally wish that it should be E25 now, as far as petrol blending is concerned. Diesel blending is, I don't think any chances, because there will be a huge problem that is being rejected already. And yes, flex fuel cars, these are the time to definitely give some policy by petroleum ministry and the other ministry joint effort, so that the capacity which is built up in India by huge infrastructures, that can be helpful to reduce the import bill. And yes, due to $110, I am very much sure that government will increase the procurement price by the OMC from any sugar sector or mixed grains or anything. Any ethanol price to procurement, that will need to be revisited and increase so that the industry can survive.
Right. Mr. Vithlani, also wanted your thoughts on increase in minimum support price of sugar, because cane prices have been revised multiple times over the last 3 years without any corresponding increase in sugar prices. What is your take on this? And I understand that the industry has already asked the government to go ahead and increase the minimum support price on sugar, but nothing really has worked out. What do you think is your sense on the outlook going forward? Do you expect the government to increase the MSP?
See, I will, I'm taking an opportunity to share with you that AISTA, All India Sugar Trade Association, National Federation, we met Honorable, respected the sugar person like Sharad Pawarji, and this MSP was introduced somewhere around 2017. And this was being decided that whenever the FRP will be increased, MSP will also be increased. But unfortunately, maybe for any reason, that is not revisited from 2019. The problem where it lies, see, the MSP today is 33,100, and prices are definitely around 3,800, 3,900. The sugar sector totally depends on loan account, because they have to produce for 4 or 5 months, and they have to pay the cane areas immediately within 15 days as per the norms of the central government, and then hold the finished product for 14 months. So what are their income expenditure account of sugar industry source? On the expenditure side, the highest is the cane cost, and the second highest is the interest cost. So the interest which is given, leverages is being given, that is on 3,100 and not on 3,900. So that hits from 7 years very badly to the sugar industry. And if such things continue, then we, till 2014, we have never imported. The situation can be worsened and sugar industry will be in difficulty.
Right.
So government have to be practical. We are not asking any type of subsidy from pocket of government.
Right.
We are just asking that you revisit the policy and issue a notification.
Perhaps an increase in the minimum support price of sugar is what the industry has been seeking for the last several years. Mr.
Yes.
Vithlani, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us
Thank
here on
you.
ET Now and helping us understand everything that's happening in the world of sugar. But on that